This is the addition token pictograph. It can also be written 1a, as it is the IPAAT sound. This example translates as the very top of the box. From there go to the very bottom of the box. That's what I am talking about. In English, this might be translated as, this area is down from the very top of the box next to the very bottom is here. The additional pictograph is useful in locations, such as the box example, but is not restricted to location. It should be thought of as changing reference point. From tone level X go to tone level Y. Additional pictograph also stacks for as much as the speaker wants. This of course would from the top of the box, go to the bottom of the box, then go slightly above the in between the top and the bottom is here. This example would be exactly front of side of the box. Start at the top, then go down to the bottom of the box, slightly to the right from dead center. That's the area of the box I am talking about. This might be useful for detailed orders. Place the device in an X location in the room is here. The addition token with the infinity lets us deal with concepts that are not in a line. For example, east and west. If you go too far west, what happens? Circular concepts such as orbiting, satellite. If there were no word for orbit, this is how the concept could be made. This also allows for those fanatical concepts too, like fighting oppression to such a degree that one becomes oppressive. The end of the word must be marked, so the next word can begin. The end word pictograph or the 09 can be used. The IPAIS sound. An example of use is small dog and big cat. Dog space big space 14 space small space 142 space 09 space cat space big space 14 space small space 182 space 09. Join words are a new concept. They are like the word amount. Pretend you could break up the word amount into positive amount and negative amount. The word for positive amount is 171 and there is no amount. The nearest would be this 171,141,162,7109. Let's translate this as it brings much of what we have learned so far. 171 is positive amount, 14 is the bar pictograph, 1 is antonym in this situation. All this is positive amount is in the high musical tones and it's above its antonym that is in the low musical tones. Later you may need to remember this. 162 is musical. Note F. This tells us that this is in between the high tone and low tone words. 71. This is the infinity pictograph. It is modifying the 162 musical F note. 162 with the infinity is that this is a superposition of the high musical tone words and low musical tone words. Then the 09 is just that this word has ended. So the word's direct translation is this word is superposition of positive amount and negative amount. So why have these overly long words? Why include the antonym when the speaker is not even going to put a musical tone that is going to use it? When I said there is no amount, that's not really correct. Join words such as amount and 0, 1, 2, 3 do happen, but they take a different form. Here the two in communication would have to know what side the speaker places the word side, so the musical tones can be used. For example, Alice and Bob both know that Bob will always arrange future on the top high tones and past on the bottom low tones, and no need for past. So Alice and Bob decide to make the join word time. So now Bob writes time with a 2 square pictograph. Alice and Bob know that Bob is talking about the future because it is on the high tone side and Bob last used future on the high tone side. Eavesdropper sees time and has to use context to know if Bob was talking about the future or the past. This is why these weird words are in 0, 1, 2, 3 because part of the information is not in the words. The missing information is in a past message, perhaps a message that the attacker does not have. So rather than having different words for join words, one could use just the same word with just the tone marker. So here we see the word on the right is exactly the same but means exactly the opposite. Do not be confused. This is a completely different concept than George Orwell's doublethink. We already covered both types of doublethink with musical F-tone, with the infinity superposition of both words, and with the addition token pictograph with 2 infinites as with the orbiting satellite example. In the top example with the superposition infinity pictograph describes a ministry that is actually both truth truth and lie at the same time. In the bottom example with the addition pictograph, this is the more closer to Orwell's Ministry of Truth, as it describe a ministry that takes all truths and goes to lies. Perhaps I should have mentioned this earlier. The ministry part of the word in these examples is called the root word and the truth part is called the non-root word. Let's get back to join words now. With join words, there is no need for antonyms or the bar pictograph. All non-root words are preceded by 1 space 14 or followed by 14 space 1, so the tone level can be given. If frequency search is used, that's a pattern that might be used to crack the message. Join words help lower the amount of these, but they are still needed to change the word side location of the non-root word. The speaker must establish where the word side is. After all occurrences of that non-root word can be and should be turned into a join word. Later the speaker can simply include the divider and the antonym to change the word side. Reading left to right, the first one is future, the second one is past, the third one is past, the last one is future, future past, past future. In real life you should not change the join word this quickly, but instead slowly and randomly. When you change a join words, you risk the antonym 1 and bar pictograph 14 is able to be guessed out by frequency. If you change a join word slowly, you risk context giving away the location of that non-root word. Bob might write dog space good space 14 space 1 space 182 space 09 to establish what side is good. Then good becomes the join word. So then he just writes cat space good space 192 space 09. Everyone knows this is a very good cat. Then Bob writes pig space 1 space 14 space good space 142 space 09 to change what side good is on. Then Bob writes bear space good 192 space 09. But Eve did not intercept the message about the pig. Poor Eve, she did not know that the bear was very bad, and so she was killed by the bear. This shows how a missed message can change the information. It is far more likely for an attacker to miss a message and not know it than the intended to not know that they did not get all the messages they should have. For example, today is the new moon. When it is the new moon, I should have archived 8 messages, not 7. I know I am missing one message. I will knot up my shoelaces in a way for a request or resend of the third missing message. So all non-root words can and should become join words once the word side has been established by the speaker. With each change of sides, there is risk that changing the word side message might be the one intercepted.